Hello, and welcome to the Camp Swatara Parent Chaperone Instructional video. My name is Mrs. Miller, and I am the fifth grade teacher who is the director of the Camp Swatara trip, along with Mrs. Weaver. Firstly, we would like to say thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to volunteer to be a chaperone for this trip. If it were not for you, we would absolutely not be able to make this trip successful. Thank you very much for volunteering your time. Our camp trip will include approximately 170 fifth graders, 48 parent chaperones, 20 teachers and staff, our principal, Dr. Gerhart, our assistant principal, Mrs. Smith, and our nurse, Mrs. Snee. In the parent packet that your child should have given you, you will see that there is a tribe schedule, a list of your students in your group, and a map of Camp Swatara along with the hiking trails that are available to you. It is very important that you bring this packet with you to Camp Swatara on May the 27th, as the schedule is individual to your tribe and your group, and it cannot be interchanged with another adult's packet or schedule. That packet is specifically for your tribe, so it's very important that you bring your packet with you so that you have the schedule of what activities to participate in. Tuesday morning. If you are driving directly to camp, then we ask that you meet us at Camp Swatara at 9:30. Please no earlier than 9:30, as staff will still be working on setting up stations, and you will be asked to wait in the parking lot until that time when the rest of the students arrive from the intermediate school. If your child is riding with you to camp as well, they should ride with you and meet us there at 9:30. If your child is coming to the intermediate school and riding the bus to camp, or if you are riding the bus to camp, then you would be expected to come to the school by 8:30, like a normal day. Meet the other fifth grade teachers at the intermediate school who will tell you where to put your luggage, and then load the buses by 9 o'clock, and the buses will then take the rest of the students and adults to camp. You will be meeting your student campers in your tribe in front of the west or east lodges and your cabins. The buses will drop students off at the East and West Lodge. That is where luggage will be unloaded from the parent chaperones that have volunteered to bring luggage. Students will then find their luggage and then find the cabin labeled with their tribe name. They will choose a bunk and get organized and unpacked. At that time, East campers will meet at their main lodge with the director of Camp Swatara. He will be meeting with them to go over some rules and expectations that the camp has in place for us, to just explain all of that. While that is happening, that will begin at approximately 10 a.m. The West Camp will be given the opportunity to also get situated in their cabins and take a small tour of the camp. And then we will switch, and the director will then meet with the West Camp campers to go over those same rules and expectations while the East group takes a tour of the camp. When those are complete at 11 a.m., we will begin the 3 stations that take place over our lunch periods. Tribes will rotate through the stations of campfire lunch, a parent-led hike, and a group dynamics station, which is where students will get to know each other just a little bit better. The lunch will be cooked over the campfire, and there is a campfire lunch on the east side and on the west side. Tuesday afternoon, after lunches are complete, we are asking you to begin reporting to your stations and your activities, and that will be in your schedule in the parent packet that you need to bring with you to Camp Swatara. We ask that you and your tribes are on time to those stations. The stations will be run by the teachers, but we're asking parent chaperones to just assist in any way they can, helping to make sure students are participating and engaged, and to keep track of students in the group, possibly assist with any discipline needs if they were to arise. We're also asking that students and parents stay at their assigned stations at all times. At no time should students be allowed to just wander the camp or go to another station, or just pick and choose what they want to be participating in. You must follow your schedule and you must stay at your station. We do suggest that if you're headed to the canoeing or lakeside station next, to let the previous station's teacher know that that's where you're going. They just take a couple extra minutes to walk to as they're a little bit further down the driveway. So it would be a good idea at the previous station, right before that, give that teacher a heads up, hey, we're going to canoeing or lakeside next. And then they can give you a couple extra minutes to leave a little bit early from their station and start getting down to those activities. Tuesday evening, we do have a meal. We have supper Tuesday evening in the dining hall at Camp Swatara. When that is complete, we'll have two remaining stations that campers will take part in. One of them will be the dancing and double dutch station, and it's exactly what it sounds like. We're going to be providing some music. Mr. Swift, our music teacher, will play some music. Students can dance and jump rope and just enjoy each other's company for a little bit at that station. And then we will switch and rotate to military history. That is a station where our middle school social studies teacher will be bringing some artifacts out to camp to share with students about the American Civil War, which we studied in social studies. When those two stations are complete, when both East and West campers have rotated through them, we will then head to our campfires. There will be a campfire on the east and a campfire on the west. And that is where we'll sit around the campfire and sing some traditional camp songs and just kind of wind down for the evening. From the campfire, we'll be sending everybody back to their cabins to get ready for bed and settle in for the night. The staff, the teachers and staff, will be located in the North Lodge for the night, and that is located directly in the middle between East and West Lodge. So that is where we can be found if you would need one of us at any point in during the night. Mrs. Snee will be located during the day while the stations are happening at the West Lodge. That will be labeled so that you can find her if you would need to see the nurse for any medication or any injuries or treatment of any kind. At night, she will also be in the North Lodge, and that is where you can find her should you need her for a student in the middle of the night. When students are sent back to cabins after the campfire and lights out are called, students are absolutely not permitted to leave the cabin at any point. The only exception to that would be if your tribe is in one of the older cabins that does not have a bathroom in it. Most of the cabins are newer and have bathrooms in the cabins already. So if a student would need to leave a cabin to go to the bathroom because there isn't a bathroom in that cabin, then they need to be escorted by a parent chaperone and use that buddy system so that all students are constantly accounted for. We're asking that students bring the noise down to a minimum at that point. Bedtime is at your discretion. So if we get back to the cabins and we call lights out and you'd like to let your tribe just kind of hang out and chat for a little while, that's fine, but we ask that they have the noise at a minimum level so that the other cabins nearby who would be getting ready for bed or trying to sleep can do so, and that we're respectful of that. Wednesday morning, Rise and Shine will be at 7 a.m. There will be time for you to take a morning hike before breakfast. Breakfast is at 8 a.m. That again will be in the dining hall at Camp Swatara. When breakfast is concluded, we're going to send you back to your cabins and you'll work on cleaning up your cabins and getting luggage packed up and ready to go. We want to make sure that we leave the cabins completely clean of any belongings. So getting sleeping bags and pillows and all clothing organized and back into luggages. And we're making sure any trash that's in there is taken care of. It's important that at that point you inspect your cabin and make sure nothing is left behind. As we will be leaving after lunch. Luggage should be taken out to the lodges, east and west side, and then it'll be loaded back into vehicles the same way that it came out to the camp at the beginning of our trip. And then at that point, you'll follow your schedule and report to your scheduled activities again for the morning of Wednesday and rotate through the last remaining stations. And then lunch will be provided. That will happen at the East or West Lodge, depending on what side of camp you are assigned to. We will eat our bagged lunches at the lodges and then clean up, and buses will arrive at 12:30 Wednesday afternoon to bring us back to the intermediate school. The two meal times that take place in the dining hall. Students and parent chaperones must sit at their designated table and stay with their tribes. That is to make sure that all students are accounted for and that everybody's been served a meal and everybody has an opportunity to go through the line and get their food. So we're asking students, just like they would at lunch here at the cafeteria, to stay at their table and sit with their tribe. Our meals are going to be cafeteria style, so we're asking students to stay at the table until their table is called to go get in line, go through the line, and pick up their choices for their meal, and then sit back down at their table and eat. And then we'll clean up the dining hall when we are finished. The two campfires. We had asked for some volunteers who would be willing to get the campfires started for us. And so the two campfire dads on the east are Mr. Singer and Mr. Althouse, and on the west, Mr. Raybold and Mr. Ansbach. If those dads could please leave their group temporarily the morning of Tuesday when we first get there, about 10:15, that would be while the tour and the talk with the camp director are happening. Go to the campfire ring on your side of camp, get a fire going, and once that fire is up and going, you can then return to your group and finish the stations. The remaining staff and parents that are rotating through lunches can help to make sure that the fire stays going over the lunch. And then same thing for the evening campfire. You might leave your tribe temporarily to go get the evening campfire started while we're going through the dancing and military history, and get those going for the evening so that they're ready for our campfire sing-along. Some extra information. You've already gotten an email from me if you volunteered to transport luggage, and I've confirmed that with you. So everybody should know if they are or are not bringing luggage to the camp. If you are, you'll need to be at the intermediate school on Tuesday morning so that we can load your vehicles with luggage. Please wait till our buses clear the bus loop before you pull in, because they'll still be unloading other third and fourth graders as well. It might be a good idea to just stage at the middle school until the buses have exited the loop, and then at about 8:45 pull into our bus loop so we can load your vehicle. If you are driving, if you are not taking luggage, then there really is not any need for you to come to the intermediate school unless you've chosen to ride the bus, which you've already been contacted about, and those arrangements have been made. You may again report directly to camp if that doesn't apply to you, and please no earlier than 9:30. It is very important that parents stay with their tribe at all times so that students are accounted for. If you or a student in your tribe should need to leave a station to go to the bathroom or to see the nurse, at that point, it is very important that they are escorted by one of the parent chaperones in your group, so that, again, students are safe and accounted for at all times. We do not want students just leaving a tribe, even if they're just going to the bathroom. We don't want to just send them alone. They need to be escorted by an adult. If there were to be a discipline problem in your tribe, please don't feel as though you need to put up with that all day long. Make sure that you alert Mrs. Weaver, myself, Mrs. Smith, Dr. Gerhart, and we will take care of that immediately, and it will be addressed. All of us have walkie-talkies, and so that we can quickly communicate with each other, please find one of us or even any teacher at the stations, and they can contact us, and we will address it immediately. Camp Swatara is a no smoking camp. They do not permit smoking at camp, and they also have a no running rule. Most of the trails and pathways are stone or gravel, and some of them can be a little bit uneven at times. And so they just have a no running policy to prevent students from tripping and falling and becoming injured. Again, the nurse will be located at the West Camp. If any student brings along medication and gives that to you, it needs to be given to the nurse immediately. Unless it is your own child, you may not disperse any medication of any kind, even something over the counter. That all has to be handled by our nurse. Please make sure that you reach out to her if a camper were to have any medication of that kind. Staff will have their contact information in case there would be a need in the middle of the night. You will be able to have my phone number, Mrs. Smith and Dr. Gerhardt's phone numbers in case you need to contact us. Or again, you can come to the North Lodge and find us there as well. We will take roll call first thing in the morning of Tuesday at orientation when we meet with the camp director. If you find that you need something, for example, the beds out at Camp Swatara are bed frames with mattresses. If there would be like a missing mattress in one of your cabins and you need that, something like that, we'll take care of that first thing. Just let us know and we'll handle it. Students should use the buddy system if they need to go to the bathroom while they're at stations, being escorted by an adult. There's no food, candy, or gum brought to camp. Camp does not want us to have any of that kind of stuff in the cabins as it attracts other wildlife that they want to keep out of the cabin. Most of the cabins that have bathrooms do also have showers in them, and you are welcome to do so. Cabins that do not have bathrooms in them, you have access to the bathrooms and showers in the lodge, the main lodges, and you are certainly welcome to take a shower at camp. Students are as well, if they were to choose to do so. Might be a good idea to have some bug repellent, tick repellent. We're out in the woods, and parent volunteers are not allowed to drive other students home from camp without written permission from that child's parent or guardian. You might notice when we get out there in front of the two main lodges, there are some basketball hoops and some other equipment, Foursquare painted on the macadam. However, those stations are not, we're not using those while students are rotating through stations. They are available if you are waiting in between stations or if you're at your snack break, things like that, where there's an in-between time, it would be okay, but that's pretty brief. Other than that, when students are supposed to be at stations, they should not be using any of that equipment. We will be having these activities rain or shine. We are going to camp regardless. Keep an eye on the weather, though. If it would look like there would be a chance of some severe weather where we would need to hunker down in the cabins, might not be a bad idea to throw a deck of cards or two in your luggage, maybe a game. Teachers will have some activities available that you could do in the cabin if you needed to be in the cabin briefly due to weather. But most of the activities we will follow through with, even if it is just raining a little bit or drizzling. In closing, I have received the busing information paper, the transportation paper from everybody. Thank you so much for sending those back so quickly. If you're transporting luggage, you've already been contacted and those arrangements have already been figured out. If you have any other questions, please contact me here at the school, gmiller@elkosd.org. Thank you, thank you, thank you again for taking time to watch this video and also to be a part of this amazing trip that will create lifelong memories for many of our students. We appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to be a part of this, and we will see you on the morning of the 27th. Happy camping.